everybody's busy. Now, granted, $24 million, it's always a reason to, it piques your interest a little bit. But what I have found is that if one of my colleagues personally invites me, right? Sends me a text message or I get a voicemail that says, I really, really would appreciate if you could take the time to come, right? That's going to ratchet something in my book, in my calendar to okay, I've had a personal ask from someone who I respect. And I know that in many cases, those are automated, either text messages that are coming from the agent, or the slide dial that I was mentioning is where you can record a message and it actually bypasses their phone and just goes directly to voicemail. And you can record those in a way that it doesn't seem like it's a canned message, right? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry that I missed you. I was really just calling to make sure you got the invitation to the broker's event that I'm doing, and it would mean a lot to me if you were there, right? That's the kind of thing that could be a tech automation, if you will, that still has that high touch kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you get a phone call or a personal invitation to that broker's open?
I did. And
Okay.
and those are the ones that I make a point to attend. I try, there's so many opportunities and you can't do everything. And like you said earlier, we're all busy. But I always try to attend the broker opens for colleagues that I've worked with previously,
Mm-hmm.
my friends, the ones who send personal invitations, or if the property itself is so noteworthy that it's piqued my interest, or perhaps I've got a client I think is a potential candidate and we want to see it before it hits the market. That's kind of the way that I prioritize where I attend. And so conversely, my business partner Robert and I, we don't do a lot of broker opens, honestly, but when we do those, I make a personal reach to each agent I want to attend. I do my top 25 or top 50 that way. And beyond that, yes, we do some mass emails and things of that nature, but my top 25 or top 50, depending on the price point, I'll make a personal reach because I think that makes a huge difference on who comes.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And the fact that you're automating to some degree using
Mhm.
email and other
Mhm.
technology to reach the larger group, but you're making that, that person to person, that personal touch, the human touch, if you will, even if it's automated, to the folks that you want to come. And that makes me think about the power of our databases as well, as it relates to our client interactions, having more time to
That's right.
interact. A lot of agents, particularly those that you talked about that are looking for volume, they're looking for production, they're relying on their databases and CRMs to do drip marketing, right? To
Right.
convert leads, raw leads at whatever price point. Um, but I know that I use my database to make sure that I'm recording what we talked about before to make record of interest, right? Is somebody a sailor, a golfer? Do they have dogs? Do they love wine? That sort of thing.
Mhm.
To look for opportunities to pick up the phone or send a note or that sort of thing. And so it kind of feels the same way, kind of how we're interacting with our colleagues in the luxury space in the same way that we want to be interacting with our clients.